you're in doubt about angels being real, I can arrange to change any doubt you feel. Wait till you see my gadget.
Hello, you are listening to show number... That sounds terrible. I should start that over. But why? Why start it over? What's really going to be so different if I start it over? Other than the fact that I won't be picking my nose. I have the worst sinus problems in the universe. I have to blow my nose. Hold on. Nobody understands. Nobody cares.
That gadget is mine.
Hello, you are listening to show number 23 of the Lesbian Mafia, and I am your host, Sandi. So hi, it's been some time since I've posted, and I know I'm really awful about posting sometimes, but there are times where it is easier for me to post. I have more time on my hands, or I'm doing a lot less. And then there are times, like the past couple of weeks, where I'm just really knee deep in a lot of other things, and I can't post. And then I feel bad, and then I get email. I feel bad, But I am here, and this is the 1 year anniversary of the very first podcast that I posted last year at this time. So that is, I'm feeling nostalgic. I am just looking over this year and how things have developed with the program, and a lot has happened. A lot can happen in 1 year, and incidentally, a lot can happen in 1 week. I am broadcasting to you from the craziest state in the country this week. I mean, what a difference a week can make. This week, this has been really some week here, let me tell you. Between Spitzer and cranes falling and all this kind of thing, it's just, what a week! But I hope this coming week will be a little different. Oh, and, it is St. Patrick's Day, so that's noteworthy to mention. And are the gays protesting about marching this year? I don't know. Or are they allowed to yet? I haven't followed that in a really long time. I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous, but, what are you going to do? I'm not, I do have an opinion on that, and I don't know if I should really talk about it, because it's probably not going to be a very popular one, but I think that we have our own parade, and who the hell wants to march in some other people's parade? I don't know. But, I guess I don't know. To me, the St. Patty's parade is just, I don't know. Why do we want to march in that parade? Why? Why is it? I guess I don't know. I think there's some, immigrant guinea parade that they hold over here in the Bronx. I don't want to be in that parade. What are you going to do? But, okay, so enough on that. But, so, yeah, and then, all week hearing about Spitzer and this 22-year-old girl, and, I'm not going to get into it because I've been hearing about it so much. But the only thing that I do feel bad about is that woman, his wife. I mean, it's just so cruel to bring her out there, to have her stand there and publicly humiliate herself like that. I mean, I don't understand. Harvard educated or Yale, I don't know. She's a very educated woman. Where is the mind on a person like this? Like where does she? What makes her say to herself, "Yeah, I will go and stand next to this degenerate who he based his entire Elliot Ness is what they should call him. Never mind Elliot Spitz. Everything that he ever stood for are the very things that he's for. I don't understand. And then people get mad at this young girl. I guess I am going to talk about this, huh? I thought I wasn't. They talk about this young girl that she gets $4,000 to sleep with this guy, as if that's a lot of money to spread your legs for a man. $4,000. Ooh, what a lot of money that is to be a whore. First of all, strippers and this ilk of people, they get $10,000, $20,000 to sleep with these guys. I mean, these men are they're dealing with millions and millions of dollars. $4,000. Take a fucking shit. You couldn't pay. There's not enough money in fucking China. There's not enough money in the world to pay. And just the way, like, these women, like, they're all over television, these madams, and just talking about it. You know, it's like we're back in Victorian times. Like, you know, just courtesans are just, you know, part of society now. Like, they're not embarrassed to say that they're call girls or, you know, hookers or whatever they call themselves. It's like there's no shame. Like, I don't understand this world that I live in with these straight people. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Do we have like a lesbian service, an escort service with just lesbians? That would be interesting. I wonder. But so enough about that, because there's much more important things happening in the world. But, you know, I just hope that they don't turn around and villainize this woman who's had this horrible thing happen to her the way they villainize Hillary. I can't. But anyway, I will play the top voicemails that I received this week with well wishers for the Lesbian Mafia. There were so many funny messages, and if yours doesn't get played on this program, please, I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just I spent, and I'm not lying, I spent about an hour and a half narrowing down these phone calls because there was a lot of them, but so many of them were funny, and I really didn't know how to prioritize, and it got really confusing. But so I'll speak for a little bit more, and then I will play the phone calls. But so yeah, I guess what I really want to say is thank you to the listener for tuning in to this program. I had no idea that it was going to turn into what it has for me. I mean, I really didn't know it was, first of all, going to be this popular, and I really had no idea that it was going to become such an important part of my life. I am not a stand-up comedian. I just have a sense of humor. And Jerry Seinfeld said this on his what's that movie that he did? I think it was called The Comedian. I don't know, but he said that growing up, that him and all of his friends, he said we were all hilarious. All of us were funny. He said I just happened to make a career out of it. So, good for Jerry Seinfeld and his 55 Porsches or whatever. But it would certainly not be my nature to stand on a stage and tell jokes. That I don't know. I mean, people have been telling me to do it for years, and it just doesn't. I don't have that thick of a skin, This suits me perfectly. It's an outlet, and so for now I'm happy. And there's like a lot coming at me all at once right now, so it's kind of hard to really understand what to do with like speaking engagements. It just feels a little overwhelming to me. I do insist on going at my own pace. I don't really want this to turn into a product, because once I start thinking about it as a product, I completely lose any and all enthusiasm for doing it at all. So I want to keep the integrity of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And I want to stay as close to the mark as possible. Because, podcasting it's a very real media right now, and I don't think that people really understand it. I think you can tell by MySpace how popular a program is and how very real the activity is, how very real this medium is. And it's going to happen. People are starting to understand it. Like, you even hear it on FM radio, how they're making their shows available on podcasts. Like, everything is podcast now, because they're starting to understand it. But talk radio, it's really most of it is, I hate to say it, garbage. And the couple of programs that are halfway decent, all they do is talk about homosexuals for 5 straight hours, and it's a little tiring listening to straight people talk about my lifestyle. And I imagine that at some point straight people will tire of listening to other straight people talking about homosexuals. I think at some point that's going to get a little exhausting, and a constant barrage of misogyny. Just the culture of these programs, they're just so hateful towards women and homosexuals. I can barely stand to listen to these programs unless it's a woman, and there's really not a lot happening